Ahoy!
Welcome to another episode of the Bottom of the Stream movie show. My name is Adam.
My name is Nick. Welcome aboard the stream boat.
For another fun-filled ride.
Yes, a voyage trawling the bottom of the stream.
Through time.
But yes, a voyage through time this week.
How are you, Nick?
I'm very good. How are you?
Very, very good. Just finished recording with Ross. How was that?
It was very good to have Ross on the wave this week.
We love Ross.
He is the third member of the crew, as we said.
He is indeed. So, shall we do a movie show?
Let's do it.
This week, we watched a film called Time Trap. Time Trap is from 2017. It is a 12. It runs for 1 hour and 27 minutes. Currently rated at 6.3 on IMDb.
Okay.
Which is high.
It is high.
For one of our films. Stars Reilly McClendon as Taylor.
Sure.
She's been in lots of TV pretty much consistently since she was a kid. But nothing, she's never had like this starring role that I picked out of her IMDb. Anyway, she's just done a lot of different TV stuff.
Okay.
So nothing worth mentioning.
I knew none of the people in this.
No, I didn't recognise anybody in it, I must admit. Also stars a lady called Cassidy Gifford as Cara.
Right.
She is Kathy Lee Gifford's daughter.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. There's a fact for you.
I've heard that name, but I don't really know who it is. Is she like a daytime TV presenter?
Yeah, I think so.
Thing
She's got quite a few kids, I think.
Okay.
Written and it's directed by two guys.
Sure.
And written by one of these guys.
One of the two guys.
One of the two guys.
Okay.
So it's directed by Mark Dennis and Ben Foster. Now they seem to work together as a team, directing quite a lot.
Right.
This is their second full length.
Not Ben Foster, the actor.
No.
Okay.
This is their second feature film, and they haven't done one since. But all their little mini films and stuff, they've all done together. But it's only written by Mark Dennis.
Got ya.
So, but why Ben Foster doesn't get a writing credit? Because I'm sure he doesn't just write it and then say, right, this is the film we're going to make. They must work together, surely, you would think. A little factoid about this film.
Oh, I love a factoid.
The caves are the Bronson Caves in LA. That's where this was filmed.
Right.
Do you know what the Bronson Caves in LA are famous for?
Are they anything to do with Charles Bronson?
No.
Okay. I don't know that.
They were the Batcave in the 1960s
brilliant.
Batman film. They played the Batcave.
Excellent.
So yeah, I thought that was quite an interesting little factoid because this whole film's set in a cave.
You've impressed me.
Thank you. IMDb's trivia has impressed you. Do you have a one-word review of Time Trap?
Going underground.
True. We are. This film's set underground, all of it. Do we need to do a little synopsis of what this is first? We don't usually do that, but
Might help.
it might help a little bit, mightn't it? So basically, it's a film about a man who gets lost in some caves.
He's an archaeologist.
He is. He's like an archaeologist, professor, teacher type guy, like an Indiana Jones kind of guy.
Yeah. Nowhere near as sexy.
No, nowhere near.
Or charismatic.
He goes down some caves. He doesn't come back. So some of his students go down to try and find him.
Sure.
And craziness
that's
ensues.
your setup.
Craziness ensues from there. This film is, I think Ross mentioned it on the wave, it's batshit crazy.
It goes places.
It really goes places. And
you do not expect.
No, not at all. Where does Time Trap start, Nick?
I've written a beard man and a dog find some old stuff.
I've written dirty windows. Old man and dog find camper van. So this old man. Well, no, he's not an old man, is he? He's probably no older than us.
Yeah,
he's just a man.
He's got scraggly hair and a beard.
He's basically found this camper van, and in this camper van there's a notebook, and then he finds a hole in the ground, like a cave.
He finds like an old slingshot, doesn't he?
Yes.
In the van as well, and he's like, he's all wistful.
Yeah, we don't know why he's wistful,
No.
but he's wistful. Then he spots something over on a hillside, quite in the distance. Where he puts a rope down a hole first.
Yes, he does.
And then he walks over to this hillside.
He decides he's not going to go down that hole, and
so
he sees another hole.
Yeah, sees another cave type entrance. And he heads towards it. And when he gets there, he looks inside, as you would do if you're approaching a cave.
Sure.
And what does he see inside?
It's a rootin' tootin' cowboy.
It's a cowboy, just standing there, motionless.
Yeah, with gun drawn.
Yeah. And it freaks him out a little bit.
He goes a bit closer, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Does he see like the shimmer at this point?
I don't think he did at this point.
No, okay.
I think he just got scared because he saw that he spotted the gun on the man's holster.
Yeah.
And then he legged it.
And the guy's just still.
Yeah, it's completely like motionless. So he leaves. He basically legs it. He marks down where he's found this place so he can go back if he needs to. But he makes a telephone call to somebody whilst he's on his way back.
Sure.
So we need to put a climbing pack together. I'm going out climbing. And then when he gets home, I presume it's his house.
Yeah, I think so.
But two of his students are there.
And they've already put the rucksack together for him.
Yeah, they're ready for him. But he's like, you can't come.
Yeah.
I'm going on my own.
And he says, I'm not going till the morning.
Yeah.
So did it need to be that quick?
No, probably not. He didn't even need to ring it till he got home, did he? But he says, no, I'm going back alone. And the next day he does.
Yeah.
He takes this pack that's been put together for
And
him.
his dog.
And his dog. What's the dog called?
Boss.
Boss. That was a great
It's a weird name for your dog, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
Boss.
Yeah. Who do you call boss? I call my boss.
Yeah, usually.
Not my... Why?
I don't want to tell you what I call my boss.
Why would you want your dog to be your boss?
Aren't the dogs usually in charge anyway?
Maybe. I haven't got one. I don't know. We've gone off.
Anyway, so he goes back on his own with his dog. This is the point, where he drops the line into that first hole.
Yeah.
So he drops a rope down into that. Presumably it's like an escape plan.
Sure, I think so.
So just because there's a rope there I can get out of if I get into trouble. And he heads back to the second hole that he found.
Yep.
And the cowboy's still standing there.
Yeah, he's not moved.
Still completely just motionless, standing in this cave entrance. So the dog refuses to go in. Dog's like, fuck that.
Dog knows. Animals know when something's wrong.
Yeah, they do. When they know, especially dogs, they know when something's not
But we
right.
never know what comes of this dog.
No, we never see it again, I don't think.
Because I was expecting, we'll see the dog later when the students turn up. And we never see him
No, you
again.
never see the dog.
No.
That's a good point.
DoesTheDogDie.com? Who knows?
No, the dog just gets
There is
written
no
out.
evidence to say that.
The dog's written out of the script.com.
Yeah.
So he makes his way into this cage anyway, approaches this cowboy. But before he gets there, he spots like a shimmery wall.
Yeah.
It's like there's clearly something there, but there's nothing there at the same time.
And he says it's
shimmery.
wet.
It's wet. The air is wet. That's how they describe it. So it's quite ominous. I don't know if I'd have gone in it.
No, I mean, yeah.
Probably would have turned back. But we find out later that he's been searching for this thing for his entire life, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he does. He walks through. And that is the point where we leave him for now.
Yes.
And then the film cuts to 2 days later, does it not?
It does indeed.
And we go back, we properly meet this time. We meet Jackie and Taylor.
Yeah.
Who are the two students that we met earlier on.
Jackie is female, Taylor is male.
Correct.
They are two students of Professor... We don't have his name at this point, I don't think.
Don't think we do, but it's Hoffman.
Hopper, I think. But yeah, they've not heard from him for 2 days.
Yeah.
So they're going to go and look for him, basically.
Yes. But to do that, they need a truck.
Yeah, they've got no truck to get up that mountain.
And the only person they know who's got a truck is a girl called Cara.
Yes.
Doesn't it feel like Taylor likes Cara very much?
I think she likes him and he is not feeling the same way.
Keen, yeah. And Jackie and Cara don't seem to get along either.
Yeah.
But they need her, so they call her. And she's got a truck.
She says, "Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah, she's coming.
I can have my and I'll bring my dad's truck.
Yeah,
there's just one catch.
Got to bring my sister.
I'm babysitting my little sister.
Yeah, got to bring the little girl. So she does. So we meet Cara at that point. She's getting tips from her dad on how to drive the car. He's got the bonnet up, hasn't he? Like dads do.
Yeah. He also says he likes Taylor.
Yeah.
So he's like, he'd make a good boyfriend.
Yeah.
And
Get with Taylor.
Dad.
Get with Taylor. Taylor's hot. Get with Taylor. We find out at this point that Hopper is looking for the missing hippies from the 70s.
Yeah.
That's what they describe it as.
And that's some of the stuff he found at the start.
Yes.
Because there's like a VW camper van, isn't there?
Yes. And then for some reason, we have to pick up a young boy as well.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure why he was tagging along for the ride.
So he's the same age as Cara's sister.
Yeah.
I think she was called Vive.
Vives. Yeah.
I can't be her name. It must have been her nickname. So presumably she's a friend of hers.
I think so, yeah.
And they were just going to hang out.
She says, I've known him since we were at like kindergarten.
Yeah.
He's called Furby.
Furby, great name. So we've got two young kids, a young lad and a young girl.
He's a real like nerdy,
proper
techie
nerd.
kid.
Proper nerd. We've got two young kids, a young lad and a young girl, two older teen girls, and an older teen boy.
Yeah.
Yeah? And they're in a van and they're heading off to find where Hopper went. Now, it said that Hopper had been looking for these hippies for ages.
Yeah.
How did they know where he'd gone?
Yeah, so I have questions.
Yeah, me too.
Because if this has been like his life's work, which is kind of implied.
It's very much implied. This camper van.
He found the camper van pretty easily. It's in quite an open...
I presume he knew where to look.
Yeah.
So he'd probably been looking around that area for ages and he eventually finds it.
And they just pulled up straight next to him.
How did they know where to go?
That's
what I'm confused about.
And they found the van and they didn't find his truck till later.
No. That seemed to be parked a little bit further away.
But they were there straight away.
Yeah.
Like, we know where we're going. I don't think I missed a bit of
I don't think I did, because we both did if we did. Yeah. Because they didn't, unless he told them where he was going.
Off screen.
Maybe. But he must have. But anyway, they find this camper van. We find out at that point that the hippies that Hopper is looking for are his parents and his younger sister, who went missing back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Furby finds the rope that was leading down into the cave that Hopper left. They find the rope tied to the back of the camper van.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Was it the camper van or Hopper's van?
The camper van, I think.
Yes, it was the camper van. So there's a rope tied to the back of a camper van, which leads them to another cave entrance.
Which is different from the cave that Hopper went into.
Yes, and different to the one where he dropped a line into.
Yeah.
This is the third
It's like
entrance.
4 entrances to this place.
So they follow this rope into this cave, and when they get there, they find the rope's been cut.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Yeah. So
Fine.
something's happened.
Yeah.
The rope's been cut.
It's quite a steep drop.
Yeah.
This. So Hopper has sort of wandered into quite an inviting tunnel.
Yes.
Whereas these guys have sort of climbed down a bit of scree in the cave, and now there is a cliff,
Yeah.
basically. In front of them.
Yeah. So they decide that Furby should stay at the top.
Yeah.
Because he technically has no experience of this, I guess.
Sure.
But the rest of them are going to go down.
Yeah, they have a bit of an argument, don't they? But Taylor and Jackie, the sort of grad students, I guess, they're experienced climbers.
Yeah.
They've got all the gear.
Yeah.
And then Vives and Kara kind of just
Come
go
along
along
for the
for the
ride,
ride, aren't
yeah.
they?
I think Kara was an experienced climber as well, because wasn't she the one that went up later on?
Yes.
Yes, so she must be a climber as well, so they will never let her go, would they? So it's just, but Vive goes as well. So there's 4 of them going down, 1 staying at the top. So they abseil down this cliff edge, and they mention as well, they get to a point where they're like, oh, the air feels wet.
Yeah.
It feels weird, like it's not right. There's like another shimmery, invisible wall. And they go through.
But I think the shimmer was there for us, but not for them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was a
purely for the audience.
cinematography choice to show it, whereas they couldn't see it. All they could feel was the air getting wet.
Yeah.
We leave them at that point. We go back to Hopper. He has decided to turn around and leave the cave from when he went in. So he's been in a couple of seconds, not long.
Yeah.
And so he just turns around, goes back out the way he came in, and suddenly it's nighttime.
So as he breaks through, the cowboy walks off.
Yes, it does.
But
so the cowboy ring hits
speed
his motion.
Yeah. But then there's like bullets firing, there's screams, isn't there?
Yeah.
So Hopper's like, oh,
Fuck
no
this,
way,
I'm
I'm
out.
out.
So he turns around and goes, he's literally in there for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
But when he comes out, his car's all overgrown.
Yep.
It's nighttime. And he also finds a truck of the guys.
Yeah.
The guy's truck that we've just met. Their truck's there.
Because he finds Jackie's bag, doesn't he?
Yes.
Because there was a scene earlier where she was like, oh, we've got the same bag.
Yeah. And that's all overgrown too. So it looks like a considerable amount of time has passed. Even though we know it hasn't. He only literally went in and came straight back out again. And so he then heads into the same cave that they've just gone into.
Sure. No, he goes back in. It doesn't matter.
He heads back into the caves. He's basically just looking. He recognises this bag, so he's looking for them. He doesn't know a lot of time's passed. He thinks something weird's gone on. Yeah. He doesn't know a lot, so he's looking for them. He goes into a cave. We come back to the guys. They're now all at the bottom of the cave.
Just before you go on,
yeah,
I have another question.
Okay.
Structurally, this was weird because this is the only time in the movie where it's kind of like it changed its mind. This is the only time where you go back to Hopper and it's intercut with him doing his bit and then they're doing their bit. And I thought, oh, that's going to be our structure.
Yeah.
We're going to cut between the kids and their explanation and Hopper and his.
Yeah.
But that never happens again now.
No, it doesn't.
We don't see him till later on.
To almost the very end.
I just thought it was weird.
I don't think it could happen again, though, could it?
Up.
Because the timelines would all be all over the place. The timelines are all over the place anyway. But once he's back in the cave,
I still thought we were going to follow what he was doing, sort of.
Yeah, that's fair.
Between the two.
Once he's back in the caves, he's considerably further forward in time than they are.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe. But no, we don't see him again until pretty much the end of the film now. So they're now all at the bottom. They can hear some screaming and some weird noises.
Yeah.
Jackie's like, right, I'm going. I'm climbing back up this rope and I'm out of here. So she starts to climb back up the rope. But unfortunately, she falls.
Yeah, the rope breaks.
The rope breaks. So she falls. She lands on Taylor, which hurts him. He damages his fingers.
She twists or breaks
her ankle or twists her ankle, and he smashes his hand up.
Yeah.
So our two of our 3 experienced climbers now can't climb.
Sure.
Because she falls on him. They can't reach. They've got radios. Can't reach Furby on the radios.
No.
To find out why because they assume that he's cut the ropes.
Yeah, something's gone wrong up there.
Yeah. They can't reach him.
Vives is like, he wouldn't do that. He's an innocent kid. I've known him for years.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Yeah. And then they do hear some voices on the radio, but they can't quite make it out what it is. It sounds like it says Furby at one point, but they can't quite make out what it is. They don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So they decide to go exploring They leave Jackie because Jackie's got a smashed up ankle.
Yeah, she can't go.
She can't go anywhere. So the other three decide, right, let's go and see what we can find down here. They see this other hole in the roof now of this cave.
Yep.
And there's a flashing light at the top of it, and they can't quite make out what it is.
Yeah, there's kind of like a bit of a plateau in the middle, isn't there? But then it's a long way up.
Yeah,
to the ground.
Yeah,
I guess.
And there's no rope coming through.
No.
So we know it's the same hole.
Yeah.
But we know the rope's now gone. But yeah, they don't know what this flashing light is. So everybody's starting to freak out a little bit now because they know something weird's happening, but they don't quite know what. And then Jackie turns up. She's decided she's going to follow. She's crawled to follow them.
She didn't want to be left alone, which
is fair enough because it is weird. Then all of a sudden, Kara starts freaking out. She's turned around a further corner than everybody else, and she starts freaking out.
She found a pile of rope.
She's found a pile of rope
on the floor,
and she's also
something.
Something that's freaked her out. She doesn't like. So she's trying to get.
She says, "Take my sister out of here.
Get her out. We don't want her to see this. Taylor, come and have a look at this." We find out that it's Furby's body that she's found.
So it's a crumpled mess on the floor.
A dead mess on the floor. Taylor explains that it looks like his neck's been broken.
Yeah.
And also his rope has been cut.
Sure.
Now, these guys, as far as they know, they've only been down here for 10 minutes at this point, 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
So how is Furby dead at the bottom of this cave? Should start freaking out at this point. Furby's got a camera.
Yeah, because like I said at the start, he's a nerdy kid. He's documentated the whole thing.
Documented.
Yeah.
I thought this was one of the best bits of this film, Furby's vlog.
He was great.
He was great.
I thought this little kid was really good, and this scene really drove this.
It did.
It really drove my interest in this.
He is Captain Exposition, isn't he? At this point,
yes,
but it works.
But it's well done.
It's really well done, and it really works. So basically, Furby's been since they left. He's been recording a vlog on his GoPro.
Yeah,
and it lasts for a number of days.
Yes.
So it goes to nighttime, it goes to daytime. He's getting scared that he's been left on his own. He's getting worried. He's getting hungry. Yeah. He's going exploring. I remember these guys in the cave have only left him 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, and I think it ends up being because they went on like the Friday, didn't they? Because they said, "Oh, it's the weekend. Yeah. Our parents won't." And then he references it being about Tuesday at one point. So sort of 4 or 5 days have gone past.
Yeah.
Surface time.
He makes the decision in this vlog that his friends are now dead.
Yeah.
Because they have not come back for him and he's not heard anything from them for like 4 days now. So he decides he needs to start going into the cave to find them.
He says, I'm going to try and find Hopper.
Yes.
To get his keys.
Because he needs
to drive the truck.
Drive the truck home because the friends are dead.
Yeah.
So he starts climbing down this rope that Hopper left at the beginning. And when he gets a certain way down, he looks up and sees the flashing lights as well.
Yeah.
So he's now in this situation as well. And then suddenly he spots something because he's like, oh, what the fuck's that? And then the rope snaps.
Yeah.
And he falls to his death in inverted commas.
Sure.
We don't know why the rope snaps again. That's what, 2 or 3 broken ropes we've had now already.
He some of the time on his vlog, it was him spent being on his own in a truck, and he found Hopper's dad's notebook.
Yes.
And there's sort of references to like the Fountain of Youth, and we're going really like Indiana Jones almost now, aren't we?
We really are. Jackie suggests that Kara should try climbing out at this point.
Yeah.
Because Jackie can't do it because her ankle's fucked.
Because Taylor remembers he's got a GPS beacon.
Yes.
In the back pocket.
Which is really handy to have.
Yeah.
Kara agrees. She's like, yeah, you're probably right. I probably should start climbing out. But she's got to free climb it.
Yeah.
Because there's no ropes now. Because they've all been cut or snapped.
And it's not easy. There's like overhang.
Easy. Yeah.
The sort of aperture
yeah.
narrows down. But, you know, she give it a go.
She can do it. She's an experienced climber. So Taylor gives her the GPS beacon and says, look, when you get out there, activate this. Somebody will come looking for us.
Yeah.
Simple.
They'll know we're here.
We know we're here. So she gets out. And what does she find when she gets out?
I mean, everything's just kind of barren.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like she's on the moon.
The landscape has completely changed, doesn't it?
And she finds it quite difficult to breathe.
Yeah.
And, well, most importantly to her at this point, she cannot activate the GPS beacon.
The beacon does not work.
They will not get any signal.
So she's not in the same landscape that she was in when she went down.
She even climbs like further and higher.
Just in this barren wasteland of nothing. There's an enormous dust cloud behind her.
Yep.
So, but she doesn't spot straight away.
In the scheme of things, she doesn't seem that worried about this giant, this like hundreds and hundreds of feet high dust cloud.
Yeah.
And then the camera... Go on.
I was going to say that was my one criticism of this film, is that at no point does anybody really seem that worried.
No, and I know they're trying to comprehend what the hell's going on and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But she doesn't seem that worried about this huge dust cloud coming towards her.
No, she doesn't. And then she spots something else in the sky.
Yeah, so above the dust cloud. I don't know if she spotted it or if this was
if
just
she
for
didn't
us.
spot it, we definitely got to see it.
Yeah, so the camera pans up and there's like a break in the cloud.
Yeah.
And there's like what can only be described as an alien spacecraft.
Yeah, definitely.
Rotating.
Like golden triangular spacecraft. Just rotating in the sky.
It's huge.
Yeah. So she decides to climb back down.
Yeah.
She's like, right, this is weird. I'm getting the fuck back out of here. So she goes back down. Everybody's like, Cara, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, I thought you were going out.
Thought you were going outside. You've literally been gone a second. And she's like, guys, what are you talking about? I've been gone for like half an hour.
Yeah.
Something weird is going on with the time.
Fortunately, she has video evidence.
Yes, because she's also been filming what she's been doing.
Yeah. So they watch everything that we've just seen.
Yes.
And then Taylor says, well, that's a bit weird.
Because look at my video.
Yeah.
And in his video, Cara literally says, right, I'm going out now.
I'm almost there. Yeah.
Oh, there was nothing there. And you're like, so 1 second passed on Taylor's video.
Yeah.
But 30 minutes passed on Cara's. Time shit. What are your thoughts at this point?
I'm really intrigued.
Me too.
I'm like, my thoughts at this point are, it's clearly low budget.
Yeah.
These aren't the best actors and actresses in the world.
Yeah.
But there's a kernel of a really interesting story here.
Yeah.
And I'm intrigued to see what happens.
Yeah. Same.
That's where I am, basically.
I am as well. This is the point in this film where I stopped, text you, and so I think we might be having a number one conversation again. Okay. And then the rest of the film happened.
It's a great setup. It's a great first half.
At this point, I was all in on this. It's
really intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's many which ways this could go.
So we've had no explanation yet, but you could feel it was coming.
Sure.
Somebody's going to figure it out in a minute.
Yeah.
It took them a while to figure out that there was a time freak going on.
Yeah, because we've all seen on TV and in movies sort of time lapse.
Yeah.
Of the days passing.
Yes.
That's clearly what's happening.
That's clearly what's happening above this hole.
But I guess you can allow it. They're in a stressful situation.
Yeah.
They've just found their mangled, dead little boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
This is the point then where Taylor says, oh, time's passing differently down here than it is up there.
Indeed, yeah.
So he figures it out now. And then Jackie says, this really is the fountain of youth. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to lose this now. So basically, it is the fountain of youth because you can stay down here for a long time.
Yeah.
And no time's passed up and above.
They're all very upset now because it's kind of like you say, it's dawning on them, and they're like, "Oh, how long have we been down here?
Yeah.
It dawns on them. Well, what about all our loved ones?
Yeah.
And they start having this existential crisis, I guess. And then for some reason, one of them picks up Phoebe's GoPro.
I think it's Vives. She's just watching
says,
more of it.
There's more of this.
Yeah. Him dying was not the end of his video.
Yeah.
Because he didn't die at that point.
He did not.
He
wasn't in a good way.
It was not in a good way. It was a mangled up mess. But he managed to grab hold of the radio, and he was the one who was calling them back at the beginning of when they first got in the caves, when they couldn't quite hear who it was.
Yeah.
And then some cavemen kill him.
Did you see it was a caveman?
Yeah, well, it was like a hairy foot.
Yeah.
Just stomped on his head and killed him. Cara decides she's going to climb back up again at this point. And at this point, they realise that...
She's taking a rope with her this time.
Yes. What they thought at this point, before this point, was that each time the light and dark happened, the light flashed, that it was a day.
Yeah.
What they figure out at this point is that it's actually a year.
Yeah.
Because it's what you can actually see is summer and winter.
Yeah. Not
day and night. So what's actually happening is a year is passing in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
So a lot of years are passing. A lot of years are passing very quickly.
So yeah, Cara decides to climb up again. This time she's taking a rope. They're going to try and all get out of this hole.
Yeah.
That's the plan. She manages to get partway up.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
What can only be described as a futuristic ladder drops down on her and knocks her off.
Sure. It's like a fireman's pole, and then it magically
turns into a ladder.
Steps on it, yeah.
That happened at this point. So Taylor's like, we'll get on the fucking ladder. There's a ladder there. Get on the ladder. Climb the ladder. So she starts climbing this ladder, but somebody's climbing down.
Yeah, she's trying to go up. Something is coming down.
And Reeves is at the bottom. She's like, it's a freaking giant. It's this huge man who's climbing down.
Which I'm glad she said that because that didn't really come across.
No, because he wasn't that big.
No.
So we get to the bottom. This dude, Kara falls off. The dude gets to the bottom. And
It's a spaceman.
it's a spaceman, basically. It's a man in an all-in-one black costume with a helmet on.
Yeah.
It's either a spaceman or an astronaut or something,
Yeah.
something non-planetary. As soon as it gets down, a caveman attacks it.
Yeah.
It just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like Ooga caveman type man. I don't think that you can't be racist to cavemen, can you? I've just done it. But the what are we going to call him? Spaceman?
Yep.
Let's call him a spaceman. He's got this like neck collar that can tie people to the floor.
Yeah, he
So he
disables the caveman.
He holds the caveman down, puts his collar around his neck, pins him to the floor.
It took a wild left turn.
Out of nowhere. It's like,
Got spacemen.
5 minutes ago I was like, I'm really intrigued by this, and now all of a sudden there's cavemen fighting spacemen. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe we're not talking top of the table, but who knows? We'll get there at the end. More cavemen turn up.
Yeah.
Quite a few of them.
So the kids run.
Yeah, the kids run. One of them attacks Taylor quite badly. It looks like he's dead.
They run through the caves a bit more, and they find like a load of the caves are lit by fire.
Yeah.
And they find some hippies.
They do.
They find the dead hippies.
They find some hippie bodies.
Yeah, a young man and a young woman.
Yeah. Who we find out are Hopper's parents.
Yes. We then round the corner into another cave, and a load more cavemen are gathered around the cowboy that we saw earlier.
Yes.
They just seem to be finishing killing him, I guess.
Yeah, literally just killing him off.
And this is where, Taylor gets into a scrap with them and takes a beating.
He does take an absolute beating. Jackie runs over to him, she's like, oh my God, I think he might be dead, blah, blah, blah. Then the spaceman comes, and he grabs Taylor, and he drags him across the floor into this pool.
Yeah,
pool of water. There's a pool of
spring.
Water.
It's got
spring,
a little spring at the back of it.
And he drops Taylor's body into it. And Taylor wakes up.
Yeah.
This is a rejuvenating pool.
It is.
It's rejuvenating. And the spaceman's basically saved Taylor's life.
He has, yeah.
He then fights more cavemen. There's another big fight going on.
He eventually collars them, but he's not in a great way.
No, because they pull his mask off.
They do.
And he can now not breathe.
He's really struggling.
Appear to be able to breathe the air in the cave, at least. Taylor miraculously realises that his hand's now okay as well.
Oh, yeah.
His fingers are not broken anymore like they were earlier. So he's been fully... It's almost like he's picked up a medipack.
Sure.
Rejuvenated his character.
He's like, the spaceman, give him his mask, give him his mask, he can't breathe.
Yeah.
But the spaceman kind of seems to give up. He's like, it's too late for that.
Yeah. And then a bottom of the stream trope happens, which happens in most bottom of the stream films, and I was not expecting in the bottom of a cave. But we get some news footage. What's the word?
The caveman
holographically produces a TV.
The spaceman presses a button on his wrist.
Yeah.
And
a holographic TV of a news report.
A news report of these missing kids.
Yeah, it's all about them and how they'd gone missing all these years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody ever found them.
And then there's a news report about how the Earth is fucked.
Yeah.
And we had to leave the planet and went and colonized Mars instead.
Yeah.
And the alien spaceship that we saw earlier was an ark.
Yeah. So humans have been evacuated from Earth.
Yeah.
And they realise at this point that they've been down there now for thousands of years.
Yes.
They've been down there for a very, very long time. They come to the existential crisis that everything around them has gone, everything they loved has gone.
Yeah.
And even the Earth's gone, basically. Then they find Hopper's bag.
Yes.
With a gun.
They're like, oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, remember him.
That's why we came down here.
And they split up. Taylor goes off to try and find Hopper.
Yeah, he's got the cowboy's gun.
Yes, he takes the gun. He goes off to try and find Hopper. He finds some cave paintings that somebody's done over the years. And then more cave people. These ones don't attack him.
They're all injured.
Yeah, they're like...
And there's a little cave girl.
Yeah.
And she's sort of moving around all these injured cave people and sort of giving them a drink, presumably from the fountain.
He finds Hopper. Hopper appears to be stuck to the floor.
He's wounded.
He's very much injured. He's looking ahead of himself and can't move. He's like in shock.
Yeah.
Because what can he see in front of him?
So there's another shimmer.
Yes.
Within that is a little girl reaching out. She's reaching out for a flower or something like that. Yeah. She is a hippie girl.
Yeah.
She's his sister.
Yeah.
In front of her are then a load of like revolutionary army people.
Some sort of war going on.
Yeah.
But frozen in time.
And it's like everyone who's ever been in the cave previously, I guess.
Yeah.
Looking for stuff.
Fighting each other.
Yeah.
And it's this crazy war's going on, but it's like a painting to us. Nothing's moving. It's completely... And in the background of that, there's a... Well, I'd call it a waterfall, but it's obviously the fountain of youth is in the background of this picture that we can see. So time there is running even slower than it is here.
Yeah.
Because according to the article I read, this runs...
Oh, no, Hopper says it's like a defense system.
Yeah, so basically, as you click closer to the fountain, you're giving up more time on Earth.
Yeah.
Because this time, it's... Let me see if I can remember what I read, because I had to read up on this. So currently, 4 seconds is a year where they are.
Yeah.
Down there, 4 seconds is 8 million years.
Right, okay.
I don't know how this guy had come to this conclusion, but that's what he's saying. So it's like, that's why it's so completely still, because literally nobody's moving anywhere. And Hopper's like, whatever you fucking do not go in there, because it's not worth it. I mean, he's been stabbed. Somebody's stabbed him.
He's fought with the cave people, I'm presuming.
So Taylor's like, well, I know where there's a rejuvenation pool. I'll go and get you some water.
He's like, come on, dude. It's not far. It's literally the next cave.
Yeah.
I don't know how you missed it.
Yeah, how have you missed this?
But Hopper's like, I can't really be arsed.
Oh, yeah, I'm done. I've kind of had enough of being down here. Leave me the gun.
I know what happened to my parents and my sister.
Yeah.
Just, leave me.
Leave me the gun, he says. So he leaves him with the gun. Because I think he knows the cavemen are coming for him.
Yeah.
When we get back up to the other guys, they're all in this pool. Jackie's managed to cure her ankle problem by being in this rejuvenation pool. And they drag Furby's dead, lifeless body into this pool as well. They hear gunshots in the background, so we know Hopper's started shooting.
Yeah, because the cavemen are being revived.
Yeah, and they activate this ladder that this spaceman had.
Well, yeah, first they run a few caves further away while Hopper's shooting the cavemen. And somehow Vive sets a load of rocks on fire.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was setting on fire.
Or how.
No.
I don't know. I have no idea what she was.
That was pretty crazy.
Yeah. And then they activate this ladder. They go back to this hole.
Yeah, they've got the futuristic ladder.
From the dead spaceman.
Yeah.
Because he got killed by the cavemen, remember?
Yeah, I do.
While the medieval war was going on in the next room.
Yeah.
Are we up to date?
Yeah, sure.
So the guys go back to this hole where this guy, the spaceman, came down. They activate his ladder and they start climbing up it. And when they get near the top...
Yeah, they're part way up.
Yeah.
It's still the seasons changing above them.
Yeah.
And then we look up again because Kara goes first and she's nearing the top. The opening.
Yeah.
And suddenly it's no longer the sky.
No.
It's a jacuzzi.
It's water.
Yeah.
But the underside of water. I was a little bit confused at this point. I'm not going to lie. Because it's like somehow somebody's managed to make a portal.
Yeah.
I guess. I guess it's a portal because you can't. He's not picked up this whole cave and put it onto a ship, have they? So they've made some sort of portal where this opening is, and you go. She gets pulled, doesn't she? She gets dragged up into it.
Yeah,
something
with long arms and
tentacly
fingers.
Things like grabs her through this water and pulls her up through this water.
And she doesn't want to go, obviously.
No, of course she doesn't.
Terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. Then loads of other tentacly things come through.
Yeah,
and then. One of the cavemen presses the button on the ladder, which deactivates the steps, and everybody else falls off. But they get caught mid-air by these tentacles, which then drag them
time
off.
slows, and as they're falling...
Yeah, they get grabbed.
So Kara's pulled through. Yeah. She's gone. And the rest of them are mid-fall.
Vives, Taylor, and Jackie.
Yeah. As you say, all these tentacle...
Yeah, robotic tentacle type things.
Zoom through the pool.
Yeah,
sort of grab the 3 kids.
But only grab those 3. They don't grab any of the cavemen.
No.
They don't grab Hopper's body. They do grab Furby.
Not yet.
No, but they do eventually. Yeah. But so why do they leave the cavemen?
I don't know. I don't know why they didn't pull everyone out.
No, nor me.
Well, because time passes differently, I suppose, because as Taylor then gets pulled toward the pool, Kara's face comes through from the top.
Yeah.
And she says, don't be afraid.
It's fine up here. Because she's obviously been up there for a long time now. Yeah. So, because time obviously...
So presumably she's told them not to get the cavemen and stuff.
Yeah, presumably, maybe. Yeah, because if she's been up there 4 seconds, that's been a year. Fucking hell, it's confusing, isn't it?
She says, I'll see you on the other side. Don't be scared.
Yeah. And one by one, she picks them all up.
Yeah. Then the ropes go back in for Furby.
Yeah, then because he wakes up suddenly in this pool of rejuvenation water, doesn't he? He's been brought back to life. And they're now on... So we go through, kind of, don't we? And we emerge.
We see it as Furby sees it.
Yeah, on a ship.
Yeah.
We're on a ship with a pool of water in this ship that we're being pulled through. Hopper's also there.
Yeah, he comes through next.
Yeah, they drag him through. And all of our guys are there. They've all got changed. They're all wearing futuristic suits now.
Yeah.
living on this spaceship.
In another pool, the two hippies come through.
Is that who they were?
Yeah, his mum and dad.
I was confused as to who they were.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought they were Cara and Viv's parents. I don't know where they would have come from. So yeah, so he's grabbed. They've rejuvenated the hippies.
Does his sister come through?
I don't think she did, but she was
remember.
further through. She was in
the next level.
The next level, because they didn't save any of the cavemen or any of these revolutionaries that were down there. So they picked and chose who they wanted to save, just the stars of the film. And then that's kind of it. We get a final line where it says,
Cara and Jackie and Taylor all walk in.
Yeah.
And say to welcome back.
Yeah, and then they give this line at the end, the last line of the film. Did you catch it? It says, "A lot's changed, but we're kind of a big deal around here."
Yeah, and there's some like shadowy aliens the other side of the door.
Yeah. Then the film ends.
Yeah, well, no, they're on a ship and it zooms away from Earth.
Yeah, it does, because they're going to Mars.
Yeah.
You know they're going to Mars.
Or are they? Because they're aliens, not human. It's gone even further.
Oh, maybe.
Because remember that Mars colonization was when the spaceman came to see them.
True.
We're now
so, yeah,
another thousands
of
of years further on.
Well, we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
But we never find out where.
Wow, give me the sequel.
Time Trap 2's not happening. I googled it.
Oh, no.
It's not happening. Didn't make enough money. What did you think of Time Trap?
Oh, I've got no idea. Do you know what? I kind of liked it. It's mental. It's a film of two halves.
Very much so.
Ultimately, it's probably not that great, but I kind of had fun.
Oh, I really enjoyed it.
And I was absolutely gobsmacked with when it turned out to be about space travel and the death of the Earth and throw in some cowboys and cavemen and medieval soldiers.
It's ludicrous. It's so mental. It's like, I was completely on board until I found out that it was every flash was a year rather than a day.
Yeah.
I was like, they're going too far in the future for this to end in a sensible way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like,
absolutely.
At this point, thousands and thousands of years are passing.
Yeah.
This film is not ending in a credible way. It's not like they're going to go back home at the end of it.
Sure.
But it kind of worked. It wasn't... There could have been a lot more stupid.
What's the point in the Fountain of Youth if it's got all these traps around it?
Because I guess you are staying youth. These people that were trapped there are staying youthful forever.
Yeah, but because...
It doesn't say...
Not because of the fountain, because of this trap.
Yeah. So when you get to the fountain, do you become immortal because you're that close that...
Well, you've already lived for...
millions of years, potentially. And if you're at the fountain, it's presumably going to be even longer.
Yeah.
So it is a youthful thing because you're always there. You're immortal. You're never going anywhere. But you don't get to live a life.
You have to stay in a cave.
Yeah. You're potentially there for billions of years.
Yeah.
But for you, it's only 20 seconds or a couple of minutes. So yeah, the idea's sound. I enjoyed it. Overall, it was fun.
Everyone went for it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Everyone who acted in this they went with the flow. Yeah. I think.
It's a sensible, it's a different way to do time movies.
Yeah.
Because you get time travel movies, you get time loop movies. This isn't either of them. It's like a time trap. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It's nuts like anything I've ever seen before. It's nuts. It's completely nutsoid.
And that's kind of endearing because it is low budget. It's a big idea in a really low budget movie.
It's a big idea. It's almost a too big an idea for anybody to pull. So you can't end that film in a different way.
They only actually go into like 3 caves, don't they?
Yeah.
It's not...
It's probably the same
it's
cave
not
redressed from a different angle.
network of...
It's probably just the same cave from a different angle. Yeah. Nobody can end that film in a sensible way that people...
Not once you're going that far into the future.
If you're doing a year at a time, then fair enough, you can do something with it. But when you decide, I'm going to go a year every 4 seconds...
Because I kind of thought we were going, eventually they'll get out and like their parents will be in a... wheelchairs, little old men and women.
I think that's where I would have gone. I think that's where the majority of people would have gone with it. But these guys who have written this have gone, fuck that.
Yeah, we're aiming for the stars.
We're going batshit crazy with this. We're going 1,000 years. 4 seconds is a year in a 90-minute film.
Yeah.
We've gone a lot of years in the future. I think if you're into time travel films, you don't mind a low budget little thriller, you're going to enjoy it.
Gotta take it with a pinch of salt. Don't take it
seriously. You don't have to concentrate on it too much.
What will put a lot of people off is how hard the turns are in it.
The spaceman comes out of nowhere.
There's a twist, and then there's doing a movie for 40 minutes and then go, oh, no way.
Fuck that.
We're turning full circle, and then we're going to keep turning, and you're getting something totally different. If you're in the mood for getting on board with that, then you'll have a good time.
When that caveman's ladder came down, I was like, what the fuck is going on? The spaceman's ladder. What the fuck is going on now? And then he turns up and he's this tall dude in a helmet.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is taking a twist here. but it's good fun. How would you turn the tide on it?
My sensible answer would be do that smaller scale, but then
But
that's
this makes
no
it
fun.
a completely different film, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think I want that.
I like the fact that they took this risk with it, and it's kind of paid off.
Yeah.
Maybe
I kind of wish someone had gone into the next level, though.
Yeah.
Even if it's just one character.
Just who we're prepared to lose.
Up, yeah. Even if it was Hopper, because he went all that way and then he didn't go after his sister.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she was about to run into that war zone.
Yeah.
I think I might have preferred it if he'd have gone in.
You'd have needed a massive budget to go in.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Which it didn't have, which is obviously why he didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're right. If this is a tide turning where we're unlimited budget, show me a bit of that battle.
Yeah.
Show me what happens when you do get
level.
to the fountain. Put somebody at the fountain and show me what happens to them.
And if that's their heroic, they're there forever.
Yeah,
fine.
At least we understand where this was heading.
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. Done. Stream table. Do you want to talk stream table?
Oh yes, please.
Do you want me to talk you through it? Or do you want the whole thing?
I think I might need it.
You need the whole thing.
No, it's top half. It is top half,
I think. Well, there's currently, 17 films? This is the 18th film. So if we go top 10?
Yeah, okay.
So currently number 10 is Happy Anniversary. 9 is TikTok. 8 is John Henry. 7 is Paradise Hills. 6 is Bullethead. 5 is Urge. 4 is In the Shadow of the Moon. 3 is All of My Friends Are Dead. 2 is The Disappearance of Clifton Hill. And number 1 is last week's film, Deirdre and Lainey Rob a Train.
Okay, so I think for me, we are talking...
I know where I am, so I'm interested to see where you are.
I think it's like 4 to 10.
Somewhere in that top 10 is where it is. I'm either side of Urge.
Where's that put it?
5th.
Okay.
Shadow of the Moon, Urge, Bullethead is currently where we are.
I'd put it...
We said last week we think Urge is a little bit high in comparison to where it should be.
It's not as good as Shadow of the Moon.
It's not as good as In the Shadow of the Moon. That's why I
think it's better than Bullethead.
Yep. So you're in the same place as me. You're either side of Urge.
Yeah.
Which is what I just said. Is it better than Urge or not?
Urge is similar in a lot of ways because that ended up being... It's got that sting, hasn't it? Where you think this is a party gone wrong.
Yeah,
and then it turns out to be the devil trying to take over the world and possibly starting a zombie invasion. Only that is like 90 minutes of this party film and then 2 minutes of the craziness.
At the end, yeah.
Whereas this is like half of a normalish film and half of the craziness. So in a lot of ways, that's quite a good match to put them together.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Oh, which one did I prefer?
I had more fun with this. Enjoyed this a little bit more, I think. I think this is better.
I'm leaning slightly to give Urge the edge.
Of course you are.
But I had more fun with this.
What?
I don't have an argument with putting this above Urge.
I think it's better film than Urge, overall.
I'm not sure it is, because I think the acting's better in Urge.
But Urge has got Pierce Brosnan in it.
Yeah.
This hasn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that.
Yeah, but this hasn't got the budget to have Pierce Brosnan in.
No, I think that's fair.
Above Urge?
Yeah.
5th.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Wow, and it's really close to the end.
Yeah.
So right.
This film is insane. If this
film
catch
is
you on
insane.
a good day, you'd be like, what the what?
What the what? This film is insane.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can describe it. But it works.
Kind of. Yeah, it kind of
works.
works.
To a degree, it
yeah.
works.
At the level it's at, it works.
Yeah. Top 5.
Yeah.
5th.
This is a fun time.
Yeah, agreed. I love a time travel movie anyway. So that kind of helped. But
yeah, because I wasn't sure when it did start twisting like that. I was like, oh, I'm still with it. I'm still enjoying it, but
I lost. Yeah, I know what you mean. I lost it a
don't
little
know if
bit.
it's going to make me not like it.
Yeah, I lost it a little bit when the spaceman came in.
Yeah,
I could get on board with the cavemen because
that
makes sense. They've been living down there probably a year, and that's taken them to this.
But
stage,
kind of when it's sort of like, oh yeah, okay, we're all in. We're now in a futuristic alien spaceship. Fine.
It took me a couple of minutes to get you on board with it, but when I got there, I was there.
I'll go along for the ride.
Top 5, 5th in the stream table. Let's talk about next week's film.
Let's do it.
Because if you were listening to The Wave this week, you will have heard Ross Cook, wonderful artist, wonderful author.
Wonderful man.
Wonderful Patreon. Choose his wild card for this season.
Wild card.
We had a bit of a reveal
from
Ross at the end of the episode. So we already know what film we're watching next week. You want to hear a little bit more about it?
I do. I'm really excited.
Ross picked a Nick Cage film.
It's been a while.
He picked a film called Left Behind.
Brilliant.
Do you want to know the synopsis?
I would love to.
It says, a small group of survivors are left behind after millions of people suddenly vanish and the world is plunged into chaos and destruction.
Okay.
So people just vanish and a few people get left behind. Currently rated on IMDb.
Okay.
3.1.
Ooh.
High for a Cage film. Stars Nick Cage, Leah Thompson. I've pressed the wrong button.
Both who have been on this show before.
Yeah, what was Leah Thompson in?
She was the mother in Sierra Burgess is a Loser.
Oh, she's not had a good time on this show before. Cassie Thompson's in it. Chad Michael Murray is in it. There's a name you don't hear of very often these days. Directed by Vic Armstrong, written by Paul Lalonde and John Pattis. I'm excited for a Cage film, Nick. I haven't seen a Cage film for ages.
Really am.
We're going to do a Cage film. Thanks, Ross.
Good.
Ross is competing, obviously, the same as all of our Patreons and me and Nick this season to end up bottom of the stream. Currently, I'm winning that with the hungover games. But do you think Ross might be giving me a bit of competition there?
I think it's a good shout.
It's a good pick, I think.
Well, we've done 2 Cage films before.
Yeah, we haven't done one for a while, have we?
And if you remember, one of them was awful but kind of fun. That was that cop film, the bank robbery film.
Yeah.
Was it 211?
211, yes.
Which
was
was fun if you get if you got on board with it.
Yeah. Was that the season 3 finale?
I think
episode?
it was. The other Cage film we did was
Between Worlds,
which was it's one of the worst films we've ever watched.
Yeah,
on this
it's dog
show.
shit.
So this could go either way.
Yeah, agreed. He's dressed up as a pilot on the poster. So
sounds legit.
It sounds legit to me. So yeah, go out and check out Left Behind. In the meantime, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Letterboxd at BOTS_podcast. If you want to drop us an email for any reason, the email address is bottomofthestream@gmail.com and the website is bottomofthestream.com. On the website, you'll find every episode we've ever recorded available to play straight in your browser. All 5 season stream tables. There's all sorts of other cool stuff on there, including some merch if you want to buy some merch and support the show that way. If you do want to support the show, then come and check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/bottomofthestream. On there, for a couple of quid every month, you will get bonus episodes. You get early access to the movie show episodes. Nick writes a newsletter every month. Have you done the newsletter this month?
No, it's due this week.
Okay. Nick writes a newsletter that's due this week. And if you come in at a certain level, you get to play a wild card like Ross has just done, and you can pick the film that we watch in one of our future episodes. After you've done all of that, come and join us in the Discord. We'll chat to you about whatever you want to talk about in the world of movies or anything else at all. The Discord link will be in the bottom of the show notes.
Yeah, it's fun times in there. Come and join us. If you also have a few minutes, then please consider leaving us a review anywhere you can review podcasts. That could be Podchaser, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else, because we're on all those places. Maybe you could find a time trap and write us a review and it would take like 4 million years.
Till we read it.
Just be there forever.
What season would be on in 4 million years?
I have no idea.
Season 8 million.
Yeah. But aliens could listen to it.
Yeah, maybe.
When they're colonising the universe in that time.
And then they'll be going, oh, that bottom of the stream must have been good. There's a review there for it. So yeah, do that. Go and check out Left Behind. Check out Ross's book on Amazon. It's called Sadie and the Wisps. It's wonderful. And come back and join us on Monday for The Wave and on Thursday for our episode on Left Behind.
Cheers.
Bye.